And this is the AP-82/MB-CB field phone. Fairly straightforward design. I mean, placard right here for marking a number, station number. It's got a carrying handle on it. It's basically a thermoplastic case. It's got a spot on the back for power. You can actually power it from a 12-volt battery or source, probably a vehicle if you wanted to. Hinge cover. This little spot right here is not for a plug. It's actually where the beeper is for incoming rings. It comes out of here. It's got cutouts out of the cover on there, and inside this one's with rubber. That's for running the handset through. If you want to run the handset outside the case, we'll go ahead and open it up. There we go. Inside the case we have the operating instructions there on the right, in Polish of course. Fairly straightforward design, like I said. Handset right here. Push to talk. Handset can be removed and replaced if necessary. It just screws on with this mill style connector right here. Battery compartment right here holds 3 D-cell batteries. Hook switch. Like I said, it can be operating in a common battery or local battery mode, and that's decided right here by this little selector right here. And this is ingenious to run it in MB, which is their version of local battery. You set it like this. To operate it in CB, you pull it out. It's got little pins on it that are connected, and then you go ahead and now you're operating in common battery mode. I don't know if this came with a dialer. I'll have to do some more research, but like all common battery phones, once you put it in common battery, when you went off hook and it's connected to the switchboard, the switchboard would see it go off hook and then would process your phone call. I'll go ahead and set it back for MB, which is their version of local battery. 4 sets of binding posts. The ones L1 and L2 are for normal, just field wire operations. The Z is ground. And this one right here marked LK is actually to be used if you wanted to connect to a radio. They had the capability of using this phone and connect it to some of the radio equipment. You could actually remotely talk over and receive from a radio over the telephone over a piece of field wire. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, developed in the 1980s, which was a turbulent time in Poland. It was the late 80s is when they started having the solidarity movements and the protests, and eventually threw the communist government out. So this was built by the communist government. This should work with NATO phones. We'll go ahead and prove that next when we go ahead and hook it up to another phone, do some checks on it. Like I said, it holds 3 D-cell batteries, fairly rugged and well put together phone. We'll go ahead and I'll shut down. We'll go ahead and hook it up to another phone and make some phone calls. Okay, I went out and got my EE8 out and hooked it to my EE8, and we'll go ahead and make some phone calls. First thing we'll do is we'll call from the EE8 to the AP-82, and here we go. As you can hear, it doesn't have really a ring. It's got that beeper in it. And here's the thing about that beeper is if you were to take the batteries out of this phone and hook it up, it would still ring. So the actual ringing beeper is actually wired directly to the binding post. It has nothing to do with the batteries. We'll go ahead and I'll call from the AP-82 to the EE8. Good solid ring. I'm thinking that the output on the ring when you crank the hand magneto on this is probably 60 to 70 volts. That seems to be standard for the European style phones versus the 90 volts that TA312 and SV22 and EE8 put out. And that's why sometimes you have problems getting some of these other phones to make a TA312 operate. Go ahead and do a quick audio check. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2, 3. Loud and clear both ways. Like I said, this phone could be operating in local battery or common battery modes. I don't know if there was a dialer available for this, but I'm sure that if you operated in common battery mode and they had a switchboard, that if you picked this phone up in common battery mode, it would let the switchboard operator know, hey, you're off hook, and to answer your call. So you wouldn't have to do any hand cranking on it. But that's it. This is the Polish People's Republic AP-82/MB-CB field phone. Thanks for watching.